Hello everybody and welcome to the 2023 Rigs of Rods Semi-Realistic Point Series Season 1 Kickoff Show. My name is Preston Vieira, and in this episode we'll be taking a look at the near future and going over what the series is going to look like, our tour lineups, and for the very first time announcing our tour stops and our 27 substitutes. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all of our events and keep a close eye on your favorite truck's tour points. You can also find us on Instagram at RORSRPS. There you can interact with us on polls, questions, and even have a hand in determining lineups and potential qualifiers for future projects. Now without further ado, let's get started. Over on Instagram, we left one final qualifying spot open on our main field. We saved the announcement for this video specifically. Your final qualifier and the truck taking the final seat on the Sponsor Showdown Tour is Colvinard's Black Pearl. I'm happy to see this truck on the series, and I can't wait to see what he can do to set himself apart from the other competitors on the season. Speaking of this season, let's get into what you can expect to see this year. Here at RORSRPS, we'll be breaking things down into 3 tours: Sponsor Showdown Tour, Throwback Tour, and Custom Chaos. Each tour will have 12 main field trucks as well as 9 substitutes and 10 shows per tour, all leading up to our very special World Finals event at the end of the season. Shows will be racing and freestyle and will be broken up into 2 episodes posted over the weekend. Now let's break down our tours. Sponsor Showdown. On the Sponsor Showdown Tour, we'll be touring around the Sponsor Showdown track pack from Madness MT on SimMonsters.com. These tracks are based on big name sponsors such as Monster Energy, Roxor, Great Clips, VP Racing Fuels, Lucas Oil Products, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, Spin Master, BKT Tires, and UNOH. Unfortunately, Madness MT only created 9 super cool tracks, but we will be having a 10th track that I've created myself. I've created 10 track. But we will be having a 10th track that I've created myself, and I'm super excited to release that and get to put on a show with it as well. The Throwback Tour. On the Throwback Tour, we'll be taking a look at some of the coolest replica non-World Finals tracks from the years 2007 to 2015. This is going to be a great tour with some intense action as we see some throwback names and some new ones battle it out on tracks from what is generally considered to be the golden era of modern monster trucks. I wanted to do this tour justice with what tracks were chosen, so I delegated some power to Mohawk Warrior 1 on Instagram. So half the tracks here were chosen by him. Thank you again for your help. Stay tuned if you're new here to see if your favorite throwback trucks made it on this tour. Custom Chaos. On the Custom Chaos Tour, we'll be taking a look at some awesome custom tracks from the minds over at SimMonsters.com. These tracks aren't necessarily underappreciated, but they could always use a little more time to shine. That's why we dedicated this tour specifically to the custom tracks. Now I can't talk about the upcoming season without first talking about how points will be broken down. In racing, your top 4 in racing points will be starting in round 2, while the rest of the main field will be starting in round 1. Points will be based off of when trucks are eliminated. So if a truck gets eliminated in round 1, you get 0 points. Round 2, 2 points. Semifinals, 6 points. And the final round, if you lose, you get 10 points, and if you're the winner, you get 15 points. In freestyle, lineups will be reverse total point order. So lowest points will go first, and highest will go last. At the end of the event, first place will get 15 points. From there, we'll go down by 2 until 5th place, where we'll start going down by 1 all the way to 12th, where you get 0. Freestyles will be scored 0 to 40, and just like in real Monster Jam, any runs shorter than 30 seconds will be scored with a 0. If a truck manages to take both event wins or double down, they'll get 5 bonus points added to their score at the end of the event. At the end of every show, there should be 1 truck that is the points loser of the event. That truck will be subbed out with one of our 9 substitutes on each tour. Starting on shows number 2, subs will be sent in to replace the points loser of the previous show. Their goal is to win a racing and or freestyle event. If they do so, they'll stick around to the following show, where they'll have to repeat the process while the other subs continue to take on the new positions of the new points loser. Subs have to come out on top in one of the 2 events. Overall wins do not count. If a sub is the new points loser, the next sub will come in and the original main field truck will continue to be out until the next show or until another main field truck becomes the new points loser. Over on Instagram, we spent the last 3 months announcing weekly qualifiers and hosting weekly polls to decide who gets placed where. We even asked for some truck requests that were fulfilled and placed into the season. These trucks were tested to determine the best fit for the tours. We started with 12 truck racing events, then broadened our field to 16 trucks. Then, for our final qualifier, we held a 54 truck racing event. These are the results of those events. Sponsor Showdown. Sheriff, Grinder, Monster Energy, Bigfoot, Gravedigger, Metal Militia, Bakugan Dragonoid, Mohawk Warrior, Son of a Digger, Thunderoris, Barbarian, and Black Pearl. Throwback Tour, El Toro Loco, Zombie, Bulldozer, Predator, Brutus, Scarlet Bandit, Maximum Destruction, Captain's Curse, Destroyer, Donkey Kong, Medusa, and Gravedigger. Custom Chaos, Mountain Dew Kickstart, Pirate's Curse, Avenger, Dysfunctional, Megalodon, Bad Company, Blue Thunder, Jailbird, Max D, Rageaholic, Soldier Fortune, and Overkill Evolution. These lineups are insane, and I can't wait to see these trucks go head to head and see who comes out on top. Now, let's check out our event maps and see if we'll end up in a city near you. Starting on the East Coast, our Sponsor Showdown Tour is hosting Show 1 at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa for our BKT sponsor track. Next, we'll be heading up into New York for our UNOH-sponsored West Lebanon show. Heading west, we'll move to Detroit for our Rockstar show. Then Indianapolis with Lucas Oil. And Minneapolis with Great Clips. Then we'll be heading down to San Antonio for our VP Racing Fuels show. This track has an insane over and under layout. Next is Glendale with the awesome folks at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. On to the Golden State with 3 shows on this tour. Starting up north, we got our Spin Master show at Ring Central Coliseum. Then we take it down south to Angel Stadium in Anaheim for our Monster Energy show. And finally, we head to the next town over, San Diego, for our all-new Hoonigan sponsored show that we've dubbed Hoonster Jam. This track is different from the others with its mainly concrete floor. One last challenge for these trucks before Vegas. With the floor grip change in the final round, I'm sure this will make the points fight at the end very interesting. Now let's check out the Throwback Tour venue lineup. On the Throwback Tour, we'll be starting up north in Minneapolis for Mini 2007. then taking it down to St. Louis, Missouri, flashing back to 2008. Next, we'll be stopping off in 2009 for our Detroit show. Then flashing forward to Philadelphia 2010. And East Rutherford 2012. Before heading down the coast to Tampa, back for the 2009 show. We'll then be taking it up to the ATL, stopping in Atlanta 2014. Then heading out west to Arlington 2010. Phoenix 2015. And finally, Salinas 2013. This tour is going to have a lot of great action, not to mention our only WMB breakable truck is on this tour, so keep your eyes peeled for a lot of destruction as well. And for our final tour, Custom Chaos, we'll be checking out some really cool custom tracks, starting in Honolulu, Hawaii at the Aloha Stadium. Then, we'll be taking this tour international as we move down south to Azteca for our Aztec King of the Hill event, a super unique track that sends us inside some Aztec ruins. Next, we'll be popping up back in our home turf for El Paso for an RORSRPS event. Before heading over to Houston for a newer custom track that throws us back to a similar 2008 Houston track design. Next, we'll be heading over to Tampa for another throwback, an SMRA event. Before moving up to Gruthersburg, Maryland for Dr. Nefario, the Minions, and even Gru himself. Then we got Paxton, Illinois at the men's compound, an awesome custom track and the home of Tom Mintz and his testing grounds. Then we head up to the Star Spangled Spectacular event in Mount Pleasant. This floor is massive, easily our biggest track of the season, with probably some of our most wide open racing you're going to see as well. Next, we'll be heading over to Mauston with an M, Wisconsin at the Mark Schrader Metroplex for an awesome clover-shaped racetrack that I'm sure is going to lead to not only some wild racing, but some crazy freestyle moments as well. And finally, we'll be heading over to Tacoma, Washington for another throwback custom, with this modern track being based on an old '98 monster truck show in Tacoma. Super excited to see this event happen. This is probably the smallest venue we're going to see this season, but this is going to have some truly unique moments due to having to climb those backflip ramps in what would usually be a driftable turn. All of our lineups are set, our venues announced. Now let's take a look at our subs that are going to be popping up this season and battling it out amongst themselves to be the top 3 and the ones that make it to the World Finals. Our 27 subs will be broken up into 3 groups of 9 and spread around on each tour. Show 1 will be all mainfield competitors. Here, we'll find our points winner, but we'll also find our points loser. The truck with the lowest show points each week will be subbed out with one of these 27 trucks. The longer a sub stays in the main field, the more points they can win, the better chance they have of making it to the World Finals and getting the chance to go down in history as one of the World Finals 1 champions. Only 1 sub from each tour gets to make it in, so the points fight among the subs may be more intense than the fight amongst the main field competitors. Let's take a look at what subs made it in this season. Starting with our sponsor showdown tour. Max D, Rizlone Defender, Lucas Stabilizer, Sonic Heroes, Scooby-Doo, Bad Habit Relapse, Black Widow, Nautical Notion, and Hoonzilla. On our throwback tour we got Junkyard Dog, Excalibur, an Escalade, Bounty Hunter, Sudden Impact, Spider-Man, Air Force Afterburner, Overboard, and Monster Mutt. And lastly, for our Custom Chaos Tour, we got Saigon Shaker, Jurassic Attack, Level Up, Black Stallion, Skeledragon, Gravedigger, Jester, Kraken, and Terminal Velocity. Order of the subs are subject to change, but these tours look amazing, and I cannot wait to get started. The stages are set. The next time you see me, it'll be showtime. Thank you guys so much for watching. Who do you want to see come out on top in the World Finals? Let me know down below. I'll see you guys next time on Monster Jam, Rigs of Rod's semi-realistic point series.